Our next step is to set up the text or insert text. There's two different ways to insert text. The first one, which we won't be using, is the text object. We'll use that later on, a little bit more complex. It does 3D text, does 3D surfaces as well as outlines of text. What we're going to use is the less complex for now. It is go up to the command prompt and then type in text and enter. Our start point is going to be down in the lower left corner of our text box. We're going to start with our name. A couple ways to easily let it will snap right to that is if you have your end on. Another example is if you have your INT, which stands for intersection. That's the intersection of the two lines where these two lines meet. That is the intersection. Or if you have end on, it'll snap right to that location, and you can left click. That was our start point. Now this is what generally comes up as your first text. The Arial, we're going to keep it at that font. We'll leave off the bold and italics. The text that we're going to enter is your name, and I'd like that to be all capitalized. And the height. This is in inches. If you remember from actually drawing, we did 1/8 of an inch. I believe it doesn't. No, it doesn't allow you to do the actual fraction, so we're going to have to change that to a decimal. So 1 divided by 8 is 1.25. That's 1/8 of an inch. And okay. So now it's obviously not in the right location. So what we want to do is move it into the middle location. We want to move it up and over. Now everybody's got their names is going to be different lengths, so finding the middle is going to be more of just a judgment, kind of a rough estimate. But what we can do is move it exactly up the 1/8 of an inch. There are two different ways of moving. One is a simple way where you can just click and hold on to it and then drag it up. This is not very accurate. We can kind of roughly estimate how far we're going to do, or how far we can move that. That's what we'll use next. But what I want you to use is the actual move command. So up in the command prompt, you're going to type in move. You want just move and select object to move. This functions just like the copy command, as you select an object, you can move more than one thing at a time. So it's going to ask you select objects to move. Press enter when done. So at this point we could continue to select many objects and move. In fact, we can move the entire border if we wanted to by just continuing to select, but we just want to move the text. So enter. Now we move on. Now our move to point to move from, that's again like a reference. What we can do is pick a specific point, and we'll do that for this one, which will be the lower left corner of that text box, and we're going to drag that up. Now we want to go directly straight up a exact measurement. Now it says point to move from, and then in these arrows it has 1. That's referring to 1 inch. What we want to do is move it up that 1/8 of an inch. Now you can do it, enter in either a fraction if you prefer, the 1/8, or you can do the 1.25. It'll recognize both of those. And so you enter. Now what it's doing is, as with the copy, you notice that it's only going to move it 1/8 of an inch in any direction that we specify. We're going to give it straight up, so what we're going to, you can hold your shift button, it will move it 1/8 of an inch directly 90 degrees up, and enter. So there, it's in the middle in that direction. Now we want to move it to the middle here, so I'm just going to grab, and this is your drag command. However, we want to hold the shift down and estimate middle location, so that now we have our text in that box. If you need to, if you feel like you need to move it, you can adjust it more. Now entering in the location here, here, and here, we're going to copy that text. We know that vertically it's a correct location. Horizontally we can copy. So what I'd like you to do is type in copy command, enter, and the select object will be the first text that we've entered. Hit enter to move along, and point to copy from. This is going to be the lower left again, and we can move it, and then click lower left of this box, lower left of this box. You'll notice that it's not going to be in the middle, but we'll adjust that later. Lower left here, and then again here, so we have enough text to fit inside everything. This, we want to change what the text is, but this functions just like Word, so if you double click in it, what you'll get is what we've typed. This is project name. So we're going to leave it as project, kind of a general description. What you don't want to do is hit enter. What you're going to get is just more paragraphs. So we want to click outside of that little white box, and you get the correct title. Same thing here. First thing, this will be date. Click outside. This is roughly in the center. You can drag it. Make sure you hold your shift down so it does go horizontally. I did not do it. Nope. There. Date. FHN. Click outside. Drag to the correct location. Later on, we'll change these to either puzzle project numbers, and then this will be, we're going to put the number symbol for the drawing number. And zoom out so we see everything. Looks good. All the text in there is correct. Press save, and that's it. Title block is done. So from here on out, this is the title block that you'll be using for all of your projects.